Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Arbitrary 20. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the new Bard from Player's Handbook Playtest 6. So yeah, we'll just go in alphabetical order here, starting off with the Bard. The first big change the Bard got was to Bardic Inspiration. It's returned to its 2014 form for the most part, except now the Bardic Inspiration die is used in response to you failing a d20 test. You no longer have to guess whether you failed. And then the second change is that the creature has up to an hour, not just 10 minutes, to use the die. And then they also removed the healing option that showed up in the previous UA with the Bard, which I think is fair. I think that option might have been a little too strong, as you can heal as a reaction in response to your ally going down.
Yeah, they were probably some of the best healers at the time for a little bit right there, just based off of that feature alone. But the hour change is nice.
Yeah,
sure.
That one's, I think, honestly pretty big, because now you'll be able to use Bardic Inspiration before combat, and you don't have to waste your bonus action in combat for it. Yeah, I think that's a good change overall. We'll move on to the next one. They have some pretty big changes to spellcasting. They now get to choose between the Arcane, Divine, or Primal list, as where before they had just a section of the Arcane list. And then second, spell preparation is no longer tied to the level of your spell slots, which I think is really nice. I really didn't like the spell preparation being tied to that, where you only got 4 first level spells, 3 second level spells, etc. Really became a problem at higher level when you level up, you only get 1 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th level spell for a relatively long time, because level ups get pretty spaced out at that point.
I think the biggest thing here is just options, right?
Yeah.
The more options, the better.
The list changes are really interesting.
Oh yeah.
There will be a lot of interesting choices with that. And then, well, yeah, we'll get to magical secrets later, but similar change that has a pretty big impact. And then moving on, Jack of all trades is returned to 2nd level. I don't think that's too big of a change. They reverted all of the subclasses back to normal, mainly for backwards compatibility purposes. So now if you're using an old subclass, the only change you have to make is moving the first feature to 3rd level. That's all you'll ever have to do, which I think is good. If one of their priorities is backwards compatibility, I think sort of changing the subclass progression is going to have a lot of negative effects.
Yeah, I didn't even think about how that would actually mess that up.
Because the higher level ones are way too strong at 14th level, and then yeah.
That does make sense actually.
But the early ones are all pretty similar in power, so.
I like that subclasses are now level 3. So much better overall. It's just better in my opinion.
Yeah, some of the 1 level dip ones were getting a little crazy. And then Font of Inspiration returns to 5th level. This is exactly how it is in 5e now. But now it also allows you to expend spell slots to use Bardic Inspiration if you're out of uses. Next one is Counter Charm is back now, and it's at 7th level rather than, was it 6th level before? And they updated it, so now it says you can use musical notes or words of power to disrupt mind-influencing effects. If you or a creature within 30 feet of you fails a saving throw against something that applies Charmed or Frightened, you can use your reaction to cause the saving throw to be rerolled, and the new roll has advantage. Which, considering the feature was completely useless before, this is much better. I still think this is just okay, but big upgrade.
Oh yeah, the second I read Counter Charm, I was shaking my head like, oh my god. So at least I was happy it was better.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, not again. Way better. Still meh for 7th level, but there's some classes that are usually way better anyway. So for bards at least.
Yeah, still big improvement. And now probably the biggest change, Magical Secrets. You only get it at 10th level, but it affects your spell choices for the remainder of your character's career. Your spell list now includes the Arcane, Divine, and Primal lists. You get access to pretty much every spell in the game once you hit 10th level. Pretty insane, I think. A 12th to 13th level bard can basically just have whatever spell they want, right?
Yeah, because you can still go back and swap out old spells.
Yeah, you can swap out one old spell each level.
To gain a new spell, okay.
So you just choose the list that you think is the best for the first 10 levels, and then at 10th level you can start getting the stuff from other lists that you want.
It's pretty good, I won't lie. I'm really curious to see what comes of it. I mean, besides just getting the best spells that you ever could want. But
yeah, that's my thing. I think with access to everything, I think they might be past 10th level the best full caster. At least that's kind of my knee-jerk reaction to it.
As a baseline class, maybe. It's hard to know. But I could agree with that in this circumstance. Just based on spells alone.
Yeah. And then the final change is their new capstone, Words of Creation. They're doing away with the epic boons as a part of class progression. But yeah, you have Power Word Heal and Power Word Kill, both of which have been updated and buffed a little bit. You have both of those prepared. And when you cast either spell, you can target a second creature with the spell, provided that the creature is within 10 feet of the first target. I think Power Word Heal is definitely the better option here, targeting 2 of your allies with it, removing a majority of conditions on them, and bringing them back to full HP.
To be fair, Power Word Kill does do damage when they're past 100 HP.
Even on a success, even if they're not on 100 HP, they take 12d12, was it?
The best damage die, yes, 12 d12s, so... I will fight anyone who says D12s are the worst. Yeah. I mean, high-level features I think should be strong like this.
Yeah.
Could be even stronger, but yeah, it's still good.
Yeah, personally, I think this could even be a little better for 20th level, but I think this is definitely a good start compared to the epic boons.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
And now we'll quickly go over some of the subclasses. First up, we have the new one, the College of Dance. At 3rd level, you get Dazzling Footwork and Inspiring Movement. Dazzling Footwork gives you unarmored defense with your dexterity and charisma. It gives you Agile Strikes, which lets you make an unarmed strike when you expend a use of your Bardic Inspiration. And then it lets you use your Bardic die and your Dexterity modifier for your unarmed strikes, which is kind of wild because it just makes you as good as the monk.
Yes. 3rd level College of Dance.
Same as monk.
That is a better monk.
Probably.
You have spells.
And
I really like this one.
Yeah, it's cool. And then Inspiring Movement. When an enemy you can see enters a turn within 5 feet of an ally of yours who is within 60 feet of you, you can use your reaction and expend one of your Bardic Inspiration to move up to half your speed. Then roll your Bardic Inspiration die. The ally can move a number of feet equal to 5 times the number of rolled, and neither of those moves provoke opportunity attacks. This one's okay. I definitely think the Dazzling Footwork is the reason you would go for this subclass at 3rd level, but Inspiring Movement's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, on average, you're moving your ally 15 to 20 feet at a low level. Not the worst, not the best.
And then at high level, you could potentially move in, 60?
Yeah. Wrong! I think it's cool. My next feature is my favorite by far.
Yeah, and then we'll go over the 6th level ones, Leading Evasion and Tandem Footwork. Leading Evasion essentially gives you evasion, and you can also share evasion with any creature within 5 feet of you, which is amazing, honestly. Yeah. You just stay close to a couple of your allies, and you all take a Fireball or a Dragon's Breath weapon, and you take no damage.
Literally doesn't matter.
And you're actually getting it a level earlier than the Rogue and Monk as well. And then Tandem Footwork, when you roll initiative, you can spend one of your Bardic Inspirations. When you do, you roll the Bardic Inspiration die and apply it to the initiative bonus of a number of creatures within 60 feet of you equal to your Charisma modifier. This is amazing, honestly.
Oh,
yeah. So 4 or 5 creatures, you're adding your Bardic Inspiration to all of their initiatives. Winning initiative obviously being really big because then you go before the...
It's just absolutely huge.
Yeah.
And it applies to multiple people, so you're spending 1 Bardic Inspiration die to help out multiple people, which is just always the best.
Yeah, before we were talking about doing this with potentially a Watcher's Paladin. You would add your Charisma bonus and a D8 D8 I think it would be to their initiative, which is, at that point, the entire party is probably winning, because they're going to have their own bonuses as well.
Yeah, exactly. Which is really nice it makes your party, everything gets set up so much faster.
And then lastly, at 14th level, we have Irresistible Dance. You always have Otto's Irresistible Dance prepared, and you can cast it once without expending a spell slot for long rest. You can also restore your use of this feature by expending 4 uses of your Bardic Inspiration. definitely don't think that's worth it.
Nope.
This is okay. I think it could be a lot better for a 14th level feature.
I'm on the same page. But, I mean, the other ones, you probably just stop after level 6 or maybe 10. So,
Yeah.
that's okay.
On to the next subclass. This one we have seen before, the College of Glamour, with Mantle of Inspiration. It now grants a number of temporary hit points, determined by a roll of the Bardic Inspiration, which is a nice buff. They completely changed the other 3rd level feature. It was Enthralling Performance, it's now Beguiling Magic. This is much better. Now it lets you, it gives you Charm Person and Mirror Image, always prepared, and then after you cast an enchantment or illusion spell, you can cause a creature within 60 feet of you to make a wisdom save or become charmed or frightened for a minute, and they can repeat that save at the end of each of their turns. It's a once per long rest, but you can restore uses of it by expending a Bardic Inspiration. I really like that feature. I don't remember what the old one is off the top of my head. And then Mantle of Majesty gives you the command spell prepared, and then as a bonus action, you can cast command without expending a spell slot, and for the next minute you can continue to do that. And then any creature charmed by you automatically fails its saving throw against the command you cast with this feature. This is also a once per long rest, but you can do it again by using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher. And then the 14th level feature, Unbreakable Majesty, is like a slightly different version of the Sanctuary spell. The first time a creature tries to hit you on their turn with an attack, they have to succeed a Charisma saving throw or the attack misses. But unlike Sanctuary, it doesn't break if you cast a spell or things like that.
Do you have to actually use like a feature to do this?
The Unbreakable Majesty. It's just a bonus action.
Oh, okay.
Once per short or long rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like the 6th level feature. You could pretty much fully dehydrate someone by making them cry for 10 rounds in a row. So.
Yes, the best use of
yes.
this feature.
Cry. But I'm a big fan of the subclass at this point. So.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know about the 14th level one.
No. 6 is cool.
And then on to the College of Lore. The bonus proficiencies are back to what it was in 2014. Cutting Words can once more reduce damage, and the damage reduction was absent in the previous bar's playtest because of the now removed healing option in the Bardic Inspiration. So I think that makes Cutting Words back to normal. And then now we have Magical Discoveries, formerly called Additional Magical Secrets, is back, and it now allows you to replace one of the chosen spells each time you gain a Bard level. So you learn 2 spells of your choice. These spells can come from the Arcane, Divine, or Primal spell list, or any combination thereof. The spell you choose must be a cantrip or a spell for which you have spell slots as shown on the Bard table. You always have those spells prepared, and when you gain a Bard level you can replace one with another spell that meets the above requirements. So this is actually pretty big, and I think makes College of Lore one of the better ones.
Yeah.
Now at 6th level, you have access to
everything.
Yeah.
And Cutting Words is back to what it used to be, which I enjoy.
Yeah, I'm liking the new Bard a lot, I'm not gonna lie. And then the 14th level one, when you make an ability check or attack roll and fail, you can expend use of your Bardic Inspiration, roll the die, and add the number rolled to the d20, potentially turning it into a success. And on a failure, the Bardic Inspiration isn't expended. This is alright.
Specifically ability checks?
Ability checks are attack rolls, which you're probably not making attack rolls on
no.
this character.
Okay.
But
it's interesting.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think this is just what it was before.
Yeah.
I think that one could be a little bit better, but just with Magical Discoveries alone, I think this is a good subclass. And then the last subclass is the College of Valor. Some minor changes to it. They get martial training. Now allows you to use a weapon as a spellcasting focus to cast spells from your Bard spell list, which was often requested. So I guess that kind of removes the need for Warcaster. You still might want to take Warcaster, but at least you now can do like a Sword and Shield Valor Bard and be able to cast your spells without putting your weapon away.
Yeah.
And then Combat Inspiration has 2 changes. The defense option is now triggered by being hit, and the offense option works with attacks of any kind, not just weapon attacks.
So the way that works is it's someone who has a Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah, so you give them Bardic Inspiration, it has more options now. So they can use it as a reaction to add to their AC. So it's just like a parry, basically. And then the offense one, they can add the roll to an attack's damage roll. which is pretty much how it was before. They just increased the amount of things it can work with, not just weapons. Yeah.
Cool.
And then the 6th and 14th are the same. Extra attack and battle magic.
Definitely an underrated subclass, but still good.
Yeah, I really like the Valor Bard. Looks like that's all there is for the Bard, so thank you guys for watching. Hope you have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next one.